Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hope you guys have been enjoying this build. Today we're adding oil, we're gonna add coolant, and we're gonna give it a first start. Installed new oil filter already. Went with the Toyota OEM. I always use Toyota OEM oil filter just because of the price. It's just as much as an aftermarket one, so might as well use Toyota. The one FZJ80 engine calls for about 7.5 quart of oil, so we're gonna put maybe 7.5 or maybe even a little bit more than that because the engine's completely drained out. I'm using 530. I left the oil out in the vehicle last night and it got pretty cold. If you want your oil to flow nice and smooth, bring them inside and keep them at room temperature. I mean, 530 is pretty 530 is pretty light, but if you have like 1030 or anything like that. So slowly do this. Oh, I just spilled some, shoot. Brand new engine. It's okay. It's just fresh oil, it's not old oil. We have an oil leak. No worries. It's just a small oil leak, no big deal. Every time I put oil in, I always have a feeling that I'm gonna spill it, and I end up spilling it. I need to find like a better funnel. We got a little bit down there. Okay, so it's no big deal. So I just need to keep that in mind when I do my inspection. All right, no big deal. Let me go ahead and put this like this time. So in case we do spill it, we can at least catch it early on. Once we get this engine running, I'll probably change the oil again after the first 1,000 mile, just to freshen it up. It's still very cold right now, so I'll probably wait for another hour or two and then I'll go ahead and flush the heater core. Don't want to do it this morning, it's too cold. It's about maybe 25, 29 degrees outside right now. But it's gonna get warm today. It's gonna get up to high 35s and maybe even the 40s, so should be a really nice day. Nice blue skies, clear sky today. All right, drink it up, girl. Drink up your oil, man. You've been dry for a whole month, man. So it's been almost about, like I say, almost a month now, 3-4 weeks since we since the rebuild started. The 16th of last month was when the head gasket blew, and that's when we shut down this vehicle. As far as doing the alignment on the solid axle Land Cruiser, this is what I came up with. I have some scrap metal laying around. I cut them about 2 foot on each side, and you want to go ahead and make sure that they're level. I also went to the store and bought another tape measure just so that I have 2 tape measure. And what you want to do is you want to measure the front of the vehicle and also the back of the vehicle, and you want to make sure that they're both even. So let's just say, for example, they're both, I think they were at 67 inches here. And once they're both even, then you want to go a toe in about 1/8. So just toe it in. It's pretty simple. Tons of research online. As long as you understand the concept of how to do it, you can build any kind of jig that you want. And this is just what I had laying around. So super simple to do. You can use strings, you can use any kind of metal, wood, or you can just do it the old school and just have a buddy with you, and you guys can hold the tape measure or whatever the case may be. But this is what it looks like, and hopefully you guys can get a visualization. And let me know what you guys think about my DIY homemade alignment. Okay guys, first start, 229,553 miles. So it's completely dry, no oil pressure, no gas, so we're gonna have to let it pump for a bit. Okay, let's do it one more time. Gotta let it build up pressure. One more time, baby. Woo! Sound good? All right, we're started. High heater, we're gonna bleed the system out. High heat. Wow. No check engine light. Holy smoke. Thing hasn't started for a whole month. All right, guys, here it is. We're gonna check for leaks and stuff. All this water here was when we were bleeding out the back flushing the heater for it. Smoking a little bit on the back. That's just the oil, I think. Yep, smoking a little bit. It's regular, nothing crazy. A lot of condensation. Sounds good, dude. Once we get it up to temperature, we're gonna go ahead and do the adjustment on the timing. So do the timing, double checks for leak. And also the EGR, so that's good. Damn, there it is, man. Okay, no more exhaust smoke, so that's just the probably water condensation oil from the valves that we rebuilt. We're gonna let the coolant bleed. It's a bit dirty, so we might have to do another flush. So you want to check all your hoses and where everything connects and just make sure nothing's leaking. So far it looks good. We got hot heat already. And then we'll adjust the timing. About 5 minutes already and no more smoke on the back, so that was just water condensation. Idle is still really high, so we might have to adjust the idle throttle cable. I think the throttle cable is a bit tight. And then coolant's coming up to temperature. We got hot heat. Heat's nice and hot already. Alright guys, so we're going for the first drive. Runs super great compared to how it was before. With the exhaust leak that I know about, this Land Cruiser, when you give it gas, it picks up really fast. So we're doing 30 miles an hour. We're gonna get on the highway and check the alignment. The alignment's off a little bit. The steering wheel is crooked to the passenger side. So we're gonna have to fix that. But that's just an alignment issue. We can adjust that later on. We went and put new tie rods, so that's the reason why it was like that. But man, so far it drives great, man. The heater works better than ever. Nice and hot. Keeping my eyes on the temperature, oil pressure. And then once we get outside, we'll check the coolant. Everything doesn't seem to be like there's any leak or anything like that. But everything runs good. Let's go and get on the highway here. Damn, it's a beast, man. Woo-hoo-hoo. Can't 180's recording us, cameraman. So this Land Cruiser hasn't been driven for a whole month now. 3 weeks already. No check engine light, nothing like that. No ticking, no knocking. Miles an hour, 55. Damn. Doing 65, man. Woo! Here's what the deal. Oh, shit. Okay, let's check the alignment. So the vehicle's pretty straight. Yep, so... yeah, so we just need to adjust the drag link. We just got to adjust the drag link. As far as the tie rod, though, the toe in and toe out is perfect. So here's what the steering wheels look like. Slight to the passenger, just like that. Coolant temperature. Everything looks really good. The ride's a bit harsh because I aired up to 40 psi before we blew the head gasket. Usually want to run about 32, 35 for city driving. Damn, looks good. Here it is, guys, the 95 Land Cruiser head gasket timing belt, timing chain overhaul. I just went ahead and did some fine tuning on the tie rod drag length, so right now the steering's good. The main thing was the overhaul. How is the overhaul? So like I said earlier, it drives amazing, but Kennedy and we did notice it had a small oil leak. The small oil leak is coming from the rear main seal, or at least from that bell housing area. So I'm assuming that either I messed up and did something wrong at the rear main seal pan arch. Either I missed a spot, or I put too much gasket or not enough gasket, or maybe the rear main seal is going out. Now keep in mind that I did not have access to the rear main seal. But right now it's leaking just very, very little. I think before the head gasket, before I did this job, it was already leaking. But we did notice that. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Well, I'm gonna keep running on it. I'm gonna keep driving, and I'll keep eyes on it and keep my monitor. But so far there's no coolant leak, no oil leak from the front of the engine and the middle of the engine, just that one leak on the rear main. And everything is nice and tight in there. Skid plates put back on. I'm keeping my eyes on this knuckle here just because we did the knuckle rebuild. We put the Toyota axle seal, so I'm making sure it doesn't leak and stuff. But so far, man, it is nice. Now let me show you guys that that leak that I mentioned. It's not leaking that much right now, but earlier when we stopped and did a pit stop, so right there is where it's coming from. Now it's not coming from the bottom, it's coming all the way up from the top and then ending up right there. And usually when it leaks right there, it's either gonna be your rear main seal or that pan arch, they call it. It's like a pan arch that goes onto the crank. And That's on the first oil pan. So worst case scenario, we'll either have to drop the oil pan again and reseal it, or we might have to drop the tranny out and fix the rear main seal. But either ways, if it's just leaking a little bit, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna drive it throughout this whole summer. You guys seen the engine plenty of time already, but I want to go ahead and give you guys a final walk down of what I did, and just a recap if you guys haven't watched my other 10 plus vlog yapping about this project. Okay, so what did we do? So we went with mostly Toyota parts. Toyota head gasket, Toyota fuel filter, oil filter, Denso alternator, cap and distributor, spark plug. They were still new. We did went ahead and put new spark plugs. Went with Denso. Using the old radiator, and just overall new water pump, new Toyota belts, new radiator hose, Continental brand, Denso thermostat, Asen thermostat, and just all Toyota gaskets. But everything is running in top notch. I'm just really excited, man. It just feels so good to drive my Land Cruiser again. So nothing really much to say. The exhaust gasket leak that happened before this definitely affect the throttle response, because right now it has a better throttle response. I'm gonna keep doing some more driving. After this video, I'm gonna go drive up in the city where there's lots of hills, and I want to see how this does on the hills. And so far it does amazing, guys. I'll keep you guys posted. Maybe I'll do like another update video after 200 miles or 500 miles. But this is the Land Cruiser. It's up and alive, man. Hope you guys enjoy all the videos that I've been making. Hopefully you guys learned something, or hopefully you guys just enjoy me doing the progress build. But so far it was a fun job. Like I said, took about us 3 weeks. Half of that time was just waiting for parts and stuff. Cylinder head took about 3-4 days to get back from the machine, but the real holdup was just waiting for parts. Man, that looks so pretty from the front. Look at that. Oh, look at that shiny yellow bar right there. So the next thing I'm gonna do is, since it's getting warmer now in Anchorage, I'm gonna go ahead and start my frame and axle. I'm a PR15 it. If I was lazy and stuff, I'll probably just rattle can it, but since it does have a good significant rust, I'm just gonna go ahead and wash it, degrease it, and then slap on some PR15. It's some nice paint for the chassis and stuff. But this is it right here. Give you guys a quick walk around. It's the same truck still. Nothing different. The only thing different we did was just top and rebuild on the engine. So, and you can see the bumper here. I rattle canned it when I bought it. It was like this already, but when I bought it, I put some rattle can just to last through the summer. And a lot of that rattle can has coming off already, so we're gonna use some PR15 on the rear bumper and the front bumper. This is it right here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, you can follow the Instagram story at NuttyNu_44 to stay up to date. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.